Hello, I'm Jason Mosery, and I'm here with Jerome Malinowski. He was instrumental in the design of the original Ford Mustang 1 concept car and the 64. Can you tell me a little bit about your design days at Ford?
Well, I started working at Ford in 1961, and I began my career at the Ford Thunderbird pre-production studio. We were designing the 1964 Thunderbird, and in reflecting the direction Thunderbird was going, I wasn't necessarily impressed with the direction of just getting heavier, bigger, larger, heavier car. I felt they lost the essence of the original Thunderbird. Even though it was a two-seater, if you take a Ford Mustang, which is based on the platform of the Ford Falcon, is that they created a lot of mystery based on the length of the short deck, having to do with the proportions of the car. So I try to get that back into my sketches and drawings as I just presented, where I had a longer but shorter deck, and even the idea of the side scoop.
Oh, yeah.
How the side scoop was used. My original intentions was to bring fresh air into the rear cockpit of the car because of the big, massive seatboard, and the feeling that when you sat in there, you were entombed.
In like a cave, like
Yeah,
enclosed.
yeah. I mean, they're awful. That seat pillar's got to be 14, 16 inches wide. It's huge.
So that's one of the things, like with this one, that it's a little bit more slender, right?
It's slender, but it's pushed back. It's also pushed back a little further. Seating. So there's an evolution, and the actual Mustang was designed having to do with it was more of a competition between other studios, and that car that was chosen would actually come from the pre-production Thunderbird studio, and it's kind of a melange of DNA that floats within a corporation. And I think I pointed out even on the Mustang, on the fastback, the 65 fastback, is I was always impressed with the beautiful contours and radiuses on the cars of the 30s, like the Lincoln Zephyr. And really, if you're going to hold a piece of sheet metal and keep it from oil canning, you have to have a pretty compound curve to it.
And that's how the roof has that bubble.
It has that bubble to it. It has that nice curvature to it.
Now, as far as the name of the Mustang, I know there's a lot of speculation about how the name came to be, and I know you worked on the red, white, and blue stripe, right? The logo. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, that was some of my first sketches on the Mustang 1, and this was done in '62 in an advanced studio. I had vertical racing stripes running on the side of the car versus longitudinally to the center line. And Bob McGuire, who was head of the studio at that time, he said, "Hey Jerry, that would make an interesting emblem." The car didn't have a name at that point. All we knew was Americana, right? We wanted it to be Americana, so I made a small cardboard badge, and we would use it to pin up against the clay models. And then eventually the name Mustang did come about, and Phil Clark, who sat next to me, he had a drawing board next to me. He was one of the guys assigned to that project. I was doing something else at the time, and they would choose his Mustang, and then that would go along with the emblem. That's how it came from.
Now, did you think when you were working on the original Mustang that it would be 50 years later? Now they're doing the 2015, the complete redesign. Did you think that it would last that long, or would?
No, I didn't have a clue. I never thought of it.
What do you think about it now? You just kind of look back.
I think it's phenomenal. I mean, it's actually wonderful. It speaks for Ford Corporation. I think Ford Motor Company has a sustainable product and a sustainable corporation in the sense that they didn't take the buyout. They didn't do bankruptcy like General Motors.
Right.
And they're making it on their own, basically.
Now they're doing very well.
I mean, General Motors can't even design an ignition switch. I mean, look at what's going on with the ignition switch. That should never be.
Correct.
And so Ford, as I see it, Ford has been successful as a corporation in the fact that they are doing some serious problem solving.
Correct. And here we are, 2015, we got a brand new Mustang coming out, and it was certainly a pleasure speaking with you, Jerry.
Well, good luck.
Instrumental to the 64 Mustang 1 concept car. This man did it all. Thank you.